Going on, everyone? MikeO back with another live SGC grading submission reveal video. We have a 105 card order. This was dropped off at the National Sports Collectors Convention in Cleveland. Little later return than most. I dropped it off last day on Sunday. I'm sure a lot of the smaller orders dropped off there got done quicker, but that's okay. Still thrilled to get it back at this point. I think it was like, what, 2 weeks? About 2 weeks since the National. 105 cards, nice mix of stuff, as usual. A lot of vintage, some pre-war, some modern, not crazy modern. Overall, it's going to be lower grade stuff. For me, I expect it mostly lower grades on the majority of things I sent. I know some of the others did as well. A few modern cards that didn't do quite as well as I'm sure we would hope, but it is what it is. I got a big stack of stuff here. That's mine. Then I got a nice little stack here to the right that's Bink Scott. Have a few cards for Big Scott 35, a couple cards for Dave's Midlife Card Crisis, and then a nice little stack here for Eastern Connecticut Sports cards. So we'll go with the smaller orders first, and then we'll get into Gary's and mine. Mine is a lot of stuff for the collection, and then a lot of stuff that I just got slabbed for sale purposes. It's lower grade stuff, but I still find it easier to just move that stuff within assigned grade, even if it's low. What is up, Reese? I'm sure you're here for the cardboard and to escape the reality of the baseball team that plays in Philadelphia, because things could not be going much worse. It's another rough start. What is up, Orlando? What's up, White Sox fan card collector? I'm sure you would prefer to be in the Phillies position, but it's been a tough go for both of us since the All-Star break. So we're going to start rolling through this order. We'll start with Big Scott 35. His first card is a 1940 play ball, Mickey Cochran. It is a 2. It's a damn good looking 2, in my opinion. There's definitely a little bit of paper loss on the corner and a little bit on the edges and such, but I mean, that card looks pretty damn nice, in my opinion. So I think that's a nice 2 to own. What's up, John Mangini? Thanks for stopping by. So there's the Mickey Cochran for the Big Scott 35 collection. I'm sure you'll be seeing this on his channel. Check out Scott's channel. He's doing videos 5-6 days a week at the very least. So check his channel out. All these guys make videos that were also part of the submission. So I know Scott, I think, was hoping for a 2 or 3 on this. This is a 52 Bowman Roy Campanella and a 1. Definitely some staining on the edges and such. A little bit on the back. Overall, the card looks really nice, but I looked at it up against the light, and there is a little pinhole there. So unfortunately, that's an automatic 1, basically. But still, I mean, beautiful color. Prefer better than a 1, but it's still going to look sweet in the tux. An excellent addition to the ever-growing Roy Campanella collection for Scott. So there's a Campy. Man, that 52 Bowman is beautiful. This one, evidence of trimming. Just got it encapsulated. It was a cheap addition to the Mickey Cochran PC. See a theme here with all the catchers for Scott. It's a 36 Gaudy wide pen, R314 Mickey Cochran Type 1. I think it's been pretty common. I see a lot of these that are trimmed up from the original borders and stuff. People, I think, used to do it and then toss them in their scrapbooks and stuff. This one actually has a name on it. But great image there. And then the last card for Scott is another purchase he made at the National. I know this, I guess all 4 of his cards were National purchases. Yeah, so a few of these were late editions. Because originally I was going to send this in for myself and Gary because I knew we had enough cards. This is a 1955 Topps doubleheaders, Walker and Limmer, Rube Walker. Another catcher card in a 1.5. And then you have Lou Limmer on the back. You got the statistics. You can flip the card and, you know, have two different players. That was the point of it. So obviously they're going to come with an automatic crease in it and such, and they were used, and typically not going to be tremendously high graded. But again, the number is the number. The card is the card. Most collect cards, some invest in numbers, but you got to do what you enjoy. So those are the cards for Scott. Nice additions to his collection. And we got a few cards here for Dave. He's Dave's midlife card crisis. Doing shorts all the time and videos at least once, twice a month. Check out Dave's channel. He's been on YouTube for over 10 years at this point. And you end up getting these ones submitted. This is a 1976 Hostess, Dennis Eckersley. That's a hand cut in a 6. So I forget exactly what Dave's anticipation was. It was either a 6 or a 7, I forget. I think he was hoping for the 7, but 6 is still solid for the Eckersley Hostess. Cool card there. And then he's got the Shohei Ohtani from 2023 Topps Holiday, the Santa Hat variation, 9.5 mint plus on the Shohei. And Ohtani, snowflakes, Santa Hat. Fun card, 9.5 on that one. And then his third and final card is a 1986 Super Bowl Stars Police. That's a William Perry in a 7, an Earmint 7. So cards like this from the 70s, 80s, the oddball sizes, heck, even brand new oddball size cards, they're very difficult to get 10s on. Usually they either come in, modern stuff comes just thrown on the top of a box as a box topper, so you're going to have some edge and corner wear. They're harder to store. People don't necessarily take care of them as well. Just more surface area for indentations and dents and all kinds of stuff. So 7 is not too bad on that card, and it looks pretty darn cool in the Tux. So that is a sweet card. Seems like it's a popular card in this order. What's up, Tim O'Brien? All right, we got some cards here for Eastern Connecticut Sports Cards. He's got, at least 10 or so. He's got a few oversized cards, which, again, going to be sensitive. And then he's got some standard size cards. So start off here with a 1990 Perez Steel Masterworks Mickey Mantle. Beautiful card, great color. It's an SGC 9, so not terrible. A little off center, left to right. Again, oversized cards. A little harder for perfection, but 9 solid. And, whenever you can add a cool mantle to the collection, slabbed up, I think that's a plus. This one's definitely tough because it's embossed. It's got all this gold, a lot of areas that can scratch and scratch off. And when the areas are embossed and stuff, I mean, that makes them a little more prone, but got an SGC 9 on that. That's from the 1990 Perez Steel Masterworks as well. So that's card number 8. Beautiful mantle. So those are going to be some cool cards added into the Eastern Connecticut Sports collection. And this one's a neat one, too. This is a 1990 historic limited editions, Yankees Monument Park. And that's a 9.5. So that's a nice one. Mike's been on YouTube for years as well, over 10 years, 11, 12 years. Had a little hiatus there for a little bit, but he's back getting videos out when he can. Super passionate collector, loves his baseball, his football, his Yankees, his Giants. So I would highly recommend you check out his channel. All right, let's see these. Sorry, I'm going to show one for Mike. He's probably not going to be happy about this one, but he did it okay on some of the others. I don't know. I didn't really see anything that stood out what the issue is, but unfortunately, this 2024 Bowman Mega Box, Ellie De La Cruz, got a 7. So it's a De La Cruz rookie. Pretty sure that's the design on the back. I think you have another Bowman here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, so it's not a centering issue there. I'm not sure. For a 7, I would think there must be some sort of little indentation somewhere, but nothing that I saw real quick. But definitely not what you're expecting on a new card. And then this one's kind of bizarre too. This is a 2014 SI for kids, Simone Biles, authentic evidence of trimming. Now, I mean, I guess you can trim these up a little more, but they do come typically in a magazine where you have to pull them out. So I guess maybe they consider it trimming if they're cut with scissors as opposed to being folded and pulled out. I'm assuming the SI for kids still come like that. I don't know for sure. I mean, either way, it's still a neat card of a popular athlete to have slabbed up. But always prefer the numerical grade. So don't worry. There'll be plenty of authentics in mine, but I kind of expected them. All right. Other stuff for Mike. He has the 2024 Bowman Megabox Adley Rutschman. That one received an SGC 9. I didn't do much of the mega boxes this year. I think I only opened like 2 boxes. So I only got like 8 of these cards. I know in the past I've had some issues with indentations and things like that. But I'm just not familiar with how these were running this year. But the Adley got a 9. All right, we got some more modern stuff here. We have a 2023 Topps Inception Garrett Cole. That's a blue parallel, numbered to 25. 9.5. 9.5, not too bad on the Garrett Cole. These are a little thicker cards. As you can see, they put it in a different case that's a little wider there. Inception are just, they're thicker cards. So again, thicker cards, more indentations, edge wear seems to be a typical issue sometimes with those. So 9.5, not too bad. Here's a cool Garrett Cole. This is a 2023 Topps Golden Mirror super short print image variation in a Gem Mint 10. So Gem 10 on the Garrett Cole, who is obviously one of the better pitchers in baseball. And, you know, working his way towards a potential Hall of Fame career. We'll have to see. He's still got a little ways to go, but obviously he's been really good for quite a while. All right, rolling along with Mike's order. This is a beautiful card. It received a Mint 9. It's a 2020 Topps Allen & Ginter Chrome, Roger Maris Gold Refractor, serial numbered out of 50. The especially 2020 Allen & Ginter Chrome are just beautiful cards. You get the color refractors that are either match the team uniforms or just the golds. I mean, that's an old school player with some modern shine. Kind of the best of both worlds, whether you like vintage or you like modern, you get a little bit of both. And I mean, those are just gorgeous cards. So that's a cool one there. This is for Mike's Giancarlo Stanton PC, 2017 Bowman's Best Stanton, orange refractor, serial numbered out of 25. It is a Gem Mint 10. Gem 10 Stanton. The orange refractor definitely matches well with that orange Marlins uniform. We got a few more of those Mega Box cards. Here's a Gunnar Henderson from the 2024 Bowman Mega Box in a 9.5 Mint Plus. 9.5 Mint Plus on the Gunnar Henderson. One of the many talented players on the Baltimore Orioles. And Mr. 3 home runs in a game, Juan Soto. This guy's going to make an awful lot of money this offseason. We'll see where he ends up. I would think the Yankees are going to have a tough time showing up next season if they don't re-sign him. But we'll see. He will. He's going to get $500 million, I would assume. That's a Juan Soto Gem Mint 10. So Mike adds it to his collection, makes Mr. Wesker Griff a little jealous. So double win there for Mike. All right, we got a football card here. This is a 1998 Fleer Ultra Joe Juravicius Platinum Medallion, numbered out of 66, 8.5 near mint plus. Not terrible for a card from 98. These cards, you have susceptible to losing a little bit on the stamp and edge, where you're going to get a little bit of whitening and stuff, kind of just from the way they were cut. Not to mention, handled over the years. It's hard to believe a card from 1998 is like, what, 26 years old? That's crazy. And that card looks sweet, tucked up. All right, 2 vintage cards for Mike for his Yankees collection. He's got a 1951 Bowman, Tom Ferrick. That received a 1. I see a little crease there, but otherwise, I mean, when you get a 1951, 50, 51, 52 Bowman, like, with that kind of color, I mean, I just think it looks awesome, no matter who the player is. Some of the cards I'll just buy just for the image alone. They're awesome. And final card for Mike is a Gil McDougald. Probably butchered it. That's an SGC 3. Big old school tube TV. I wonder when we're going to get like the iPhone inserts and stuff like that in the future. The iPhone set. That's a 55 Bowman, and that is a 3. So, nice cards there for Mike's collection. Next up, we're going to have Gary, who is a Bink Scott. Gary's been doing videos on YouTube for years as well. Let's take a look at what he's got. He's got 4 cards that are a little oversized and then a bunch of standard issues. He's got this 1977 team issue Eddie Murray for the Baltimore Orioles in a 4.5. It's a damn nice looking 4.5. Eddie Murray, quite a popular player. Got a couple Tony La Russas here. This one received a 1.5. It's a 1979 Police Iowa Oaks Tony La Russa in a 1.5. Again, oversized type of card. I'm assuming only available at minor league games. Never going to be tough to get in a strong grade. The second one he sent got a 4, so a little better on that one. But those are really cool additions to the minor league collection for Gary. And then here is a 1984 Montreal Expos postcard, Pete Rose, in a 6. So a solid 6 for the Pete Rose. Decked out in that Expos uniform. Looks a little bit like Mangini at the National with his Expos jersey. Or Big Scott with his Expos hat. Nice Pete Rose. All right, some standard sized cards here. We've got a 1981 Donruss Tom Seaver, 8.5. 81 Donruss look nice in the SGCs. I know everyone has their different opinions. I like the SGC holders. Obviously, 71 tops. Some of the black border cards don't look great in them, but overall, especially the vintage and pre-war stuff, I just think looks sensational. Some holders, sometimes cards look better in a PSA, sometimes in a CGC. In my opinion, they never look better in a BGS holder, but there's people who love the BGS holders as well. It's all about what you like. Here is an 84 Topps Don Mattingly in a 7. Kind of prefer an 8 in that one, I would think. Probably a little off center, left to right. Maybe even a little bit top to bottom, but nice Mattingly regardless in a 7. And a Ryan Sandberg from 1985 Donruss Diamond King in a 9. It's a 1986 Donruss Fred McGriff rookie in an 8.5 near mint plus. Hall of Fame rookie action. Not a Hall of Famer, but more popular than many Hall of Famers. It's Bo Jackson, 1986 Topps Traded. That's an 8. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knew a lot. But that's a cool card there. Got a 1986 Donruss Rookies, Jose Canseco, and a 9. So nice 9 on the Canseco. This is a tough card. 2001 Bowman Draft Picks Chase Utley rookie, 8.5 near mint plus. I think I graded one of these with CGC, which I knew wasn't going to grade great, and I only got like a 7 or a 7.5 on it. I have to look. I think I own a couple 9s, PSA 9s. They're just, it's a really tough card. I think a gem mint 10 on this card is like $400. Chase Utley's a guy that, if you watch my channel, you probably know because I talk so much about Phillies stuff. But like, if you're like a casual, or even if you're big into the card world, but you don't follow that, like, he's not someone who is known as having an expensive hobby, but like, he's super expensive. He is like all-time popular athlete in Philadelphia. It's a 2024 Bowman Megabox, Dylan Cruz, Chrome Prospect. That's a first for him, 9.5 mint plus. Got an Ellie De La Cruz, Bowman Megabox Prospect, 9.5 mint plus. Spencer Jones from the Megabox, first Bowman, Gem Mint 10. This guy was like red hot in the hobby during spring training. Not sure what kind of season he's put off, but I know you don't hear too much of him being pumped out. This card is gorgeous looking. 9.5 mint plus on the 2023 Topps Heritage. Aaron Judge, Blue Sparkle Refractor. Blue Sparkle, Aaron Judge. 9.5. Colson Montgomery, first Bowman. That's from the Megabox, Gem Mint 10. Perhaps he'll be one of the new wave White Sox coming up. Not sure how he's doing. If White Sox collector's still in here, feel free to give us an update on how Colson's doing. Here's a Ryan Mountcastle from 2022 Topps Chrome Sonic. That is a red-black Sonic Pulse Refractor numbered out of 5, and it is an SGC 8. Neat looking color pattern there, but not a crazy amount of shine. See, it's serial numbered on the back. These are pretty nice, these Ray Waves. It's a gold Ray Wave numbered out of 50 from 2022 Topps Chrome, Connor Wong of the Boston Red Sox. 1988 Bill Pucko cards. Tim Wakefield, Watertown. That one's authentic. Evidence of trimming. So I don't know if these came out in a big sheet and you had to cut them out. I'm not really sure, but that's the way they encapsulate it. But a neat card of a guy who had a heck of a big league career. It's another minor league card. It's from 1978 Kramer. The Albuquerque Dukes, Pedro Guerrero, SGC 8. It's a good looking card in the tux. Another classic, the 1987 Donruss Highlights, Mark McGwire, SGC 9. Another Bo in an 8.5, near mint to mint plus. It's kind of a classic card. Barry Bonds from the Rookies, the 1986 Donruss Rookies, 8.5. Whoops. Here's a 2004 Bowman Chrome, Felix Hernandez autograph. From Bowman, unfortunately, just a 7 on the card. Got a 10 on the auto, but Felix Hernandez, he had an absolutely wonderful career. Some dynamite, awesome seasons. Unfortunately, career ended very early. I want to say he was definitely, early 30s when he was kind of forced out. I know he tried to come back with the Braves and couldn't quite make it. This guy has been absolutely on fire this year. runner-up for MVP if the season ended today, even though he's having an MVP caliber season. I mean, honestly, he deserves a long look. Like, I get it. Judge is going to get it, but based on expectations and kind of overall talent, I mean, it's amazing what the Royals have done this year, and Bobby Witt has been absolutely spectacular. This is his Bowman's Best from 2021, 9.5 mint plus. Here's a kid I like a lot. Got to see him play a lot in the minors. 2022 Bowman Draft James Wood. That's from Chrome. It's a yellow lava refractor, serial numbered out of 75, 9.5 mint plus. He was acquired from San Diego as one of, 4 or 5 players that the Nationals acquired for Juan Soto when they moved him. Here's a neat one, a guy who probably deserved at least a longer look for the Hall of Fame. It's a 1993 Fleer Final Edition Jim Edmonds in a mint 9. '65 Topps Bob Uecker, SGC 4. Bob Uecker, legend, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame announcer. Bob Uecker. Couple of basketball cards here. 1977-78 Darryl Dawkins in SGC 7. Got a 1974-75 Topps Wilt Chamberlain in a 4. SGC 4. It's a sweet card there. And then final card for Gary is a 1978 Hostess, sort of like the one that Dave had. This one is a Bobby Bonds, and it is a 6. So I think they both got 6s on their card. So cool, Bobby Bonds. So those are the cards for Gary. Finally, we got a big stack for me that I'll show off here. Appreciate you guys who are still watching. Still got 13 in the chat live. Of course, a lot of you guys will be watching this on the archive, so I appreciate you guys watching as well. I know a lot of people love to put these videos on while they're working on cards, sorting cards. So let me show off what I got. These first 3. This one I sent in. I'm kind of building like the entire set from that first year, 2020 Topps Finest Flashbacks. Never got the jumbo card. And I finally acquired it a while ago and then said, oh, I got to send it in. So I got an SGC 9 on the JT Real Muto box topper, the super finest flashback, the jumbo. Was hoping to get at least a 9.5, but got the 9. That's all right. I'm going for the runs on as many of these cards as I can. I mean, he was the only one that had a jumbo card, but the base cards and the refractors and such. And obviously don't expect to get the super fractors, though I do have a real Muto. So very cool. Happy to add that. These next 2 are cards I picked up at the National. This is a 1929-30 Exhibits, 4-in-1. Highlighted by Lefty O'Doul. That's a cool one there. Frisberg, Thompson, Fresco Thompson, and Donald Hurst. So 4 Phillies, all in one. Super cool. Definitely happy to add that. And honestly, my expectations for a grade was pretty low. This next one, I'm actually thrilled it got a 3. 1925 Exhibits, John Sand. So an infielder for the Phillies. I just love these old school cards, these old images of the uniforms and stuff. Just to have an example is amazing. So that's a sweet card. Thrilled with that. All right, let's get in these other. This one, like most of this vintage stuff, like I got what I expected, or I didn't have expectations. A little disappointed in this one. I don't know how well I looked it over, but I just didn't realize there's actually way more creasing in it on the front than I realized. I mean, it's not a big deal. I already have a couple of these. This is just the 34-36 Diamond Stars is a beautiful set. I mean, great looking images. As you can see, card still looks great. There's some creasing in there, but only a 1 on that, but no big deal. Honestly, I think I just got it graded for the sake of getting it graded because I picked up a few of those at the show, and I just at some point was like, why don't I just get the whole team set? And I know I have most of them already. Some of these are just rare examples of different issues that I didn't have that I wanted to get slabbed. This is a 1923 W515. One Lee Meadows. That's a hand cut. Cool card there, and a 3. And a lot of these will be blank backs, but that's neat. Lee Meadows has a few cards. I think he was in the he's in a few sets. What's up, Beans Ball Card Blog? Dude, Diamond Stars are great looking. What's up, Robert? It's an 1823 Willard's Chocolates. This is going to be Dode Paskert in a 1. Again, sometimes these images, the old school uniforms and logos, just awesome. So 1 on that one. 2007 Topps Allen and Ginter Mini, Charlie Manuel in a 9. The minis can be tough. I mean, they're hard to even really spot the issues. I just thought it'd be cool to get slabbed regardless. If I had to guess, I would have expected 9.5, but when you expect something like that, it could go one way or the other by 0.5 point easily. All right, some of this vintage stuff I just kind of picked up in a, like this is a pretty good looking one for some of the stuff I picked up. I got a lot of low grade vintage in some big time purchases I made lately, but this is a 58 Topps Sandy Koufax in a 1.5. I mean, some staining and such, but nice looking card. We got some of these. I like these. The N43s. These are box toppers as well. They're pretty tough. They're not too big, so they obviously fit in a regular holder, but they don't really fit in a regular semi-rigid. They don't fit in a top loader, so people kind of let them bounce around a little bit. They're pretty tough to get 10s on if you're desperate to have 10s, which I'm not, but it's an 8.5 on the Reese Hoskins. That's from 2022, Topps Allen and Ginter. And then we got Bryce Harper, which received a 9. It's also from the 2022 set. These can be, I mean, they're not crazy hard to find, but they're not easy to find either because they're just, those box toppers, a lot of people just don't want to deal with them, so they just kind of get tossed in a box, and a lot of people don't even bother listing them and such, or definitely not bringing them to shows. Here's a 34-36 batter up, Adolph Camilli, authentic altered. I just can't resist, like, if I get a good deal on batter ups, I just kind of always pick them up. A lot of these, like, I already have, but I kind of just pick them up regardless. And then, at some point I'll go through, which I don't have the time, but one of these days I actually have to do, like, a massive yank out everything in the collection and spend, like, a straight week documenting it and such. Like, if you guys are just starting out in the hobby, create a spreadsheet, and probably a good idea to track your collection because when you get too many years in, it's too much work. So a 2.5 on the Chick Phyllis. So that's a sweet one there. Here's a 1934 Gaudy Dolph Camilli in a 2. This is one I've been wanting to add for a while. I think it's the only Philly in this set that has the Chuck Klein Says tag. Most of them are Lou Gehrig Says. So that's sweet. There's Chuck Klein, Hall of Fame Philly, with some other teams as well, including the Cubs and Pirates, but that's a neat one there. What's up, Elbow Sausage? It's a 1922 American Caramel Company Fred Williams, also known as Cy Williams. It's an E121 and a 1. I bought a few of these. This is definitely a national purchase. Some of these were national purchases. Others, I had bought a whole pile of Philly stuff. Some of it had come graded, some of it didn't, so I figured I would send it all in. So I think that was one of my bargain box pickups at the National. I think I had two different Cy Williams. This one's a 1936 Worldwide Gum. Jimmy Wilson in a 2.5. Manager and catcher. So that's sweet. This one is obviously an authentic. It's seen better days. It's a 1955 Bowman Willie Mays. So if you're looking for a Willie Mays, I mean, this is a way to get one at a more affordable price than if it was crispy clean and looked brand new. I mean, overall, the image isn't too bad. There's a little creasing there, obviously. There's a little hole there, but you're still, with the framing and stuff, you kind of go right towards that center. So there's a Willie. It's a 1916 M1014 blank backs, Pat Moran. Kind of a nasty little crease there, but that's all right. 1.5, fair. I always try and pick up Pat Moran stuff. He was a manager of the 1915 pennant winning team, the first team in Philly's history to reach the World Series, so I always like to pick that up. Plus, he was a player for a while for them as well. Here's a 1923 W572 Walter Schmidt. That's a hand cut. Cool image there in a 1. What's up, Carlisle? Is a 1927 American Caramel, number 42 Cy Williams, E126. That one is also authentic. As you can see, someone took a bite out of bottom left corner. Cy Williams is another guy, though. I think there were a couple I got in a box from a guy who just had like discounted. I think he had bought a whole big collection of caramels and was trying to just get some money back on some of the beater ones, and like guys like that, I just can't pass up a Cy Williams. He super underrated player, really good player. All right, this one, kind of knew that was coming. Authentic evidence of trimming. Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think there was trimming done on this card to manipulate the grading companies or customers. I think back in the day, someone just decided it'd be fun to cut it out and do something with it. But that card is a little faded and has the most rounded corners you'll ever see on a 60 Topps card. But it's also Mickey Mantle, who was fairly good at baseball and somewhat popular in both the hobby and the sport. So there's a 60 Mantle. What's up, John? That's 70s. John, I got to send you an email. I found 2 cards you need it, but they're more common guys and they got issues. Here's a 1923 Willard's Chocolates V100, James J. Keenan. And look at that P, circled P. Cool card. That's an SGC 2 on the Keenan. It's a 1911 Polar Bear, Charles Dewin. T205 in a SGC 3. Polar Bear advertisement. This one I got before Cleveland, but I dropped it off in Cleveland, so I kind of had it in Cleveland. But those T205s, like you said in your recap video, they're nice cards, and I don't think they really get talked about as much as some of the other cards. Here's a 1911 Helmer Stamps, Fred Beck. That's a 1. One and a half on the John Lobert, Hans Lobert, 1.5. Listen to an interview from him, Glory of Their Times. That was a fun listen. Listened to part of it on the way out to Cleveland and finished it up on the way back. So, be neat to do a run of all the guys interviewed on that And I don't know how many people read the book or how many listened to the book. I mean, listening to it's great because of the audio recordings. It's pretty awesome. Here's another Patrick Moran, No Stray Line, 1911 Honest Long Cut Tobacco. Yeah, the audiobook's just awesome. Some of all the original interviews. So Pat Moran. The 1910 Piedmont Cigarettes, Mickey Doolin. Batting 1.5. It's another Philly to get done. These I got in some group purchases at the National. I just kind of submitted them to submit them. Knew they were lower grade. I absolutely love the 51 Bowman Richie Ashburn. Just a great image. So a 2 on that one. Obviously rounded and soft corners, but still a great image. And then also a huge fan of the 50 Bowman Ashburn. That one's just a 1. I already have those in the collection, but again, if I get them at the right price, I'll just keep picking them up over and over again. All right, some beat up vintage 1960 Topps, Frank Robinson in a 2. Underappreciated Hall of Famer there. An authentic Yogi Berra, minimum size not met. Probably more from wear, because as you can see, the corners are pretty rounded and the edges worn down a little bit. So I think this one was just well loved enough that it kind of lost some size over the years. This guy was pretty good at baseball. It's a 1, the 1956 Topps Jackie Robinson, grayback. 1, you have a hole in this guy's rear end, so that was going to be a 1 regardless. Obviously, wear on the edges and corners and stuff, and then some writing on the back. So, not a pristine condition, but still an amazing Jackie Robinson. We got Ted Williams, Crease City on that one. SGC 1. Still, these can be special additions to someone's collection. Here's an authentic 58 Topps World Series batting foes featuring Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron. Not sure why someone decided to remove the nameplate on the bottom, but someone did. So that one is unauthentic. 1964 Topps Sandy Koufax in a 2. Presents pretty solid. It's a 1962 post-serial Mickey Mantle from Life magazine. Authentic, evidence of trimming. Definitely some tape stains as well. But cool Mantle there. It's another Ted Williams, card number 1 from 1958 Topps, which has a tendency to be beat up. This one's a little extra beat up. Definitely surface issues and marks, but there you go. Ted Williams in a 1. This one's a little nicer. Rival All-Stars Mantle and Boyer from 1960 Topps. One's in SGC 5. Never ever owned a Mantle. I mean, obviously his stuff's gone up quite a bit now, but he has a few that aren't too terrible. 1961 Topps Stan Musial, SGC 6 on that one. Here's a Roger Maris from 61 Topps. It's the MVP card in a 3. This reveal has been a little lengthier than I originally anticipated. 22 watching at the moment. 5 thumbs up. Appreciate it. It's a 1953 Topps Eddie Matthews. Another one that I think, much like that Yogi Berra just kind of worn down over the years. Got an authentic minimum size not met. I mean, could be factory miscuts, I suppose, but also could be just from fraying from being flipped around and thrown around and such over the years. But Eddie Matthews is a 1952 Topps Yogi Berra in a 1. Obviously spent some time in an album. Back's pretty nice, but you got yellowing on 3 of the corners. 52 Topps Yogi. Got some Fleer cards that I picked up at the National. There you go, up to 6. 61 Fleer Connie Mack in a 4. This one was a little rough. I mean, theoretically, if I cared that much about what I was going to get, I probably shouldn't have sent it in. Could have found a better copy. You have some kind of dotting and stains there, but no big deal. Got a 4 on the Connie. The others were all decent. 1960 Fleer Chuck Klein in a 5. I have this and the Klein already. Hack Wilson Phillies card. As far as I know, the only one that exists. He was not really known as a Philly. He was there at the end of his career briefly. For some reason, probably because they were in Philadelphia, I assume, they made him in a Phillies uniform. So 5 on that one. This is a sweet one. Again, I assume he got the treatment because of Philadelphia, even though better known as an Athletic, but at that point, they were out of town. It's a 61 Fleer Chief Bender in a Phillies uniform as a 5. So this is one I did not own, and I'm thrilled to own it. Chief Bender, Bobby Shant's pitching coach. Grover Cleveland Alexander in a 5, also from 61 Fleer. I feel like the old 60s Fleers are kind of underrated. Like, a lot of people don't pay that much attention to them, and you can get some cool cards, and they're way more affordable. It's a 1940 Play Ball Hirsch Martin in a 2.5, good plus. Love these old school play balls. It's a 1940 Play Ball Pinky May in a 3. These play balls were all purchased at the National in a group. And the biggest one was the Chuck Klein, the 1940 Play Ball Chuck Klein in a 3. A sweet card there. And Sile Johnson in a 2. Again, honestly, like, these are the types of cards. I glanced at them. I don't remember what I said. I'd have to look at it. It was really late at night. But I did do an SGC preview video for this order from the house at the National. Mostly because I didn't have the paperwork with me too and such, because I dropped it off and I just figured, let me document what we're sending in just in case. I ended up with a copy of it anyway. But, like, those are cards I just had raw, and I figured, what the hell, I'll just send them in. Like, I'm, like, thrilled that most of those got 3s. Here's a Robin Roberts from 56 Topps. Again, have many copies of this card, but I don't know. It's just an awesome card. So a 3 on that one. And the final card in the order, 105 card order, is a 1921 American Caramel Company Bill Donovan E121. It's got a mark there. It's a 1. He was a manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. I did not have anything of him. There's some writing on the back as well. This is another one I got out of, like, a bargain box thing from an old school dealer at the National, and just thought, you know what? That's cool. I need it in the collection, and why not encapsulate it? So that is it. That's the 105 card order. Appreciate everyone for hanging out and watching it. I had to send in close to 50 cards there myself. Gary sent in some, and of course Mike, Scott, and Dave. Comment below once this video is archived and let me know what were some of your favorites. What do you guys think of SGC? Do you like them for vintage? Do you like them for modern? Do you just like them in general? Do you prefer your cards raw and you just like watching graded videos for fun? Either way, it's just fun to collect cards. It's fun to purchase cards. It's fun to send cards in. I don't know why, but for some reason, have a good time getting them back, holdered up, and encapsulated. I do think it can enhance the look of the cards, and definitely the oddball stuff for me makes them easier to identify and such. But always fun to get these cards back in your collection, back home. Even though SGC makes it nice and easy, it's a breeze to send stuff into them, and it's fairly quick. I mean, a long order for them is a couple weeks. But appreciate you guys watching, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.